Hello and welcome to this short presentation about the BA in Visual Arts and Film at Durham University. I'm Jonathan Long. I'm the head of the School of Modern Languages and Cultures, which is the host department for this programme. It's a shame, of course, that I was unable to welcome you in person to Durham. Had you been able to visit, these are some of the sites that you might have seen. But since we're unable to meet face-to-face, I thought I would just take this opportunity to outline some of the key features of the programme and to communicate to you what Durham might have to offer in the context of the BA in Visual Arts and Film. Durham is, of course, a leading centre for the study of visual arts and film. Our research expertise is extraordinarily wide-ranging, spanning centuries and continents, from ancient Rome to contemporary China. We have outstanding collections, not just of Western art, but of East Asian and Middle Eastern art. And we have professional curatorial staff who play a significant role in the delivery of this programme. Although the host department for this programme is Modern Languages and Cultures, it's actually inspired by interdisciplinary research that's going on across the university, particularly under the auspices of the Centre for Visual Arts and Culture, which brings together researchers from modern languages and cultures, from history, from classics, from English, from archaeology, but also from psychology, physics, geography, and many more. The programme is supported by great resources, so we have excellent library holdings in all areas of visual culture and film. We have an outstanding Oriental Museum, which hosts 3 designated collections. So these are collections that have been recognised by Arts Council England as being of national and international preeminence. And we have a distinguished collection of Western art, most notably works on paper by the likes of Picasso, Dali, Henry Moore, Andy Warhol, and so forth. What this means for you, of course, is that it translates into a unique constellation of distinctive and exciting modules. It allows us to put the focus on the global and the transnational aspects of visual culture. It allows us to offer a broad module choice, but it also means that the programme can be very flexible, allowing you to pursue your own interests as you navigate a pathway through the menu of opportunities that we can offer to you. At the heart of the programme lies research-led teaching, and here is a quick sample of some of the recent research publications by my colleagues in the area of visual culture. They range from medieval representations of martyrdom in the case of St. Bartholomew to contemporary experimental cinema. And along the way, they pick up things like intercultural artistic exchange between Rome and Mexico. They pick up avant-garde practices in interwar China, contemporary erotic Spanish cinema, turn-of-the-century Viennese architecture, and the memory culture of post-war Berlin. So an extraordinarily exciting and diverse range of research expertise will underpin the teaching that you receive on this programme. Research-led teaching, though, is not just about what we do as academics. It's also about what you do as students. So, for example, we will develop in you high-level research skills, skills of critical thinking, of analysis, of synthesis, of presentation, the creativity to engage in interesting and exciting and new ways with the research materials at hand. The programme itself is a 3-year programme. There is the possibility of an additional placement year abroad, and I'll say something about that in a moment. On the one hand, the programme is devoted to the historical and critical study of all kinds of visual artefacts, including painting, photography, sculpture, architecture, and film. On the other hand, there is a strand of practical skills development modules, and there are also, of course, field trips to museums and galleries, and opportunities to undertake placements in the cultural sector. Among our modules are an introduction to visual arts and culture, a series of modules in the art of the moving image, which looks at the history and the theory of film. There are skills-based modules in art writing, exhibitions and curating, digital research skills and filmmaking. There's a wide selection of modules in art history, photography, visual culture, and film studies. And of course, there is the final dissertation. So what I was saying about research-led education earlier on feeds finally into a dissertation, which is a large-scale independent research project that you will pursue under the expert supervision of one of my colleagues here in Durham. In practical terms, studying for the BA in Visual Arts and Film involves taking 6 modules per year. There's a fair amount of independent study, but you will receive about 8 to 12 contact hours, which will be variously configured. So there will be some lectures, but most of the teaching will be done through interactive seminars, tutorials, and practical sessions. And that will be backed up then by various types of coursework and examinations. The reason for this diversity at the level of both course delivery and assessment is that we know that you all have different needs, different interests, and different strengths as learners, and the programme is designed to cater to precisely that level of diversity. I mentioned earlier on that there is an optional placement year, a third-year option to undertake an approved placement with a cultural organisation. This can be in the public sector, the private sector, or the third sector. And we can offer support with identifying a placement host, with approving a learning agreement, and of course preparing you to undertake your placement. That would be assessed then by a placement portfolio and a report. If you want to find out a little bit more about the programme and to get a sense in a fairly hands-on way of what it would be like to study, please check out the taster session offered on the Post Offer Visit Day website. And if you have any outstanding questions, here are 3 crucial web addresses. The first is the School of Modern Languages and Cultures web address, which will tell you all about the school which hosts the programme. The second are the programme regulations, which tell you all about the modules on offer. And then finally, if you want to know a little bit more about the research in visual arts, culture and film that's going on here in Durham, check out the website for the Centre for Visual Arts and Culture. So I very much hope that was useful, and I also hope to be welcoming you all to Durham in October.